So, we all know that Omega is back on Mount Tantus and is planning a breakout. The big question is, does Emery know about Omega's plan? Will she help Omega escape, and what will happen to the Force-sensitive children? Well, I think I might have an idea. What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to Cantina Talk. So, I know a lot of you and myself have been wondering, how will Omega escape? Will she have help from Emery, and where will the Force-sensitive children go? Well, from episode 13 of this season, we already know that Emery is going to help Omega. But quickly, I would just like to say, this is a theory video, but it does have a lot of merit, and episode 13 really drives it home. I would just like to ask that you like and subscribe. We are so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, and my goal is to hit that by May the 4th. But, without further ado, let's just get right into this video. So from episode 13, titled Into the Breach, we know that Omega is planning to escape. We see her drawing out this plan, a lot like how Tech had done previously in the past seasons, by basically making a blueprint of the area. And we learn while Omega's getting her blood drawn, and we can see that there's this compartment in the wall, and is a lot like a dumbwaiter. If you don't know, a dumbwaiter is the thing in the hotel rooms or restaurants, and they use these to deliver food to higher levels of the building faster, although they aren't as common anymore. We see that this is a dumbwaiter that is made for blood and all sorts of different samples, and I'm assuming it goes straight to Dr. Carr's lab. But that's not even the most interesting part. The most important part is that we see Omega take the scraper off of this tray. And what that we see when Emery leaves, she looks back at Omega. It even looks like she's almost nodding away here, which tells me, along with tells all of you, that Emery knows of Omega's plan and that she is trying to help her in some way possible. Emery definitely isn't trying to compromise herself, but she knows that Omega definitely took that. I mean, when she comes back to the tray, she even looks directly down at it and notices that it's missing, but doesn't say anything and gives Omega that little nod as she leaves the room. So with that, we know that Emery is going to be playing a part in helping Omega and the Force-sensitive children escape. We just don't know what that part is yet. We know from the past couple episodes that Emery is becoming more and more disillusioned with the Empire. She's starting to see and learn that this is not what she signed up for, especially with harboring the children. And I believe that Emery's going to be playing a part in their escape. And with these past couple episodes, it's becoming more and more apparent that Omega's kind of turning into the Kino Loy of the show. I guarantee we're not going to hear the one-way outline from Omega, but Omega will essentially be rallying the troops, at least with the help of Emery as well as Commander Wolf. More on him in a little bit. With that, I honestly think that Emery is going to be playing a giant part when it comes to this inside battle, where either it comes from her helping Omega escape with the children, to also helping Commander Wolf release the fellow clones inside, for Wolf to give the Kino Loy line one way out. I definitely think that we're going to see this in some sort of way, and it's going to be driven by Commander Wolf. But I've already talked about this in a separate video. If you look in the top right hand of your screen right now, it'll take you there. And with that, I believe that Omega and the Force-sensitive children definitely will make it off of Tantus, but Emery will stay back to kind of cover her tracks, as well as maybe even sabotage some of the experiments. I definitely think she'll be caught right-handed by Dr. Hemlock, but she ultimately won't be killed and will probably escape Tantus. For what will happen to the Force-sensitive children, well, I think it's a little obvious, but I don't know how we're going to get there. So, we know that Ventress's story isn't finished, and that we were told that we were going to get more for her story in the future. And with that, I don't think there's enough time in the rest of Bad Batch to get any more Ventress, so I think either Omega and Echo or Omega and Crosshair will contact Ventress and tell her about the children. From there, we know that Ventress and Quinlan Voss had a relationship, and they were without a doubt working together, and I believe that the children will be taken to the Path. The Path is an underground network that specializes in protecting Force-sensitive beings, aka children or adults, and they're trying to keep them out of the eyes of the Empire and ensure the safety of the children, whether that is on Tanalorr or somewhere else in the galaxy. But with all of that, I definitely think Omega's been playing a giant part into the aid of the Force-sensitive children, but also she'll be experiencing some losses on her own, and that being her fellow brothers. If you want to know who I think might survive the end of Bad Batch, go ahead and look on the top right of your screen, right here, and that'll take you to my video talking about who might survive. I just think with the finale, we're going to be losing a lot of lives here, and don't really know what the full outcome's going to be, but we definitely know bits and pieces of it. Like, for example, we know that the children are going to escape, we know that Emery's going to turn, and we know that Rex and company are still going to survive. So, we just gotta fill in the gaps. But with it all being said, I would love to hear from you all in the comments down below on what you make of this. I think that this is a very real possibility. We have seen the seeds being planted throughout the entire season, and I believe that we will see this play out in a similar way in the finale. With all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And lastly, may the Force be with you all.